Welcome one, welcome all, travelers and low-life commoners. My name is TC Killer B, also known as TC, also known as Pant. And today, I'll be your host. Well, I'll be introducing the show of Anime Academia. And today, we'll be talking about Alabasta Part 2. If you haven't seen the last one, please go back and check, because your support is greatly appreciated. Now, I would like to get into roll call. First, we have our actual guru of One Piece, Irish.
Hello.
Next, we have Monkey D. Luffy Munchie.
Hello.
And then we have some other guy.
Wow. I don't get a hype intro. What's up, y'all? I'm getting
Alright,
bored.
wait. Alright, bring it back. And next, we have your doctor! The one and only! The undisputed, undefeated champion of the doctors, Tony!
Thank you. I
let's
take the
step up
pleasure.
the-
Welcome.
And let's get into Alabasta!
Bro, did you steal one of my rumble balls? We already went through this. They're not made for you.
Well,
Not made for you.
they look like gumballs, huh?
All right.
Yeah, what do they taste like?
Oh yes. Oh my god.
You may have the floor.
All right. So, to everybody's surprise, Luffy didn't die against Crocodile. We ended off
Whoa.
last podcast where Luffy was killed by Crocodile.
I didn't see that happening, bro. I thought it was gonna end right there.
So,
Shit.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm too hype right now. I'm.
All
Continue.
right.
It's so rumble ball,
Continue.
man.
So once we find out Luffy lived, we find out very shockingly how he lived. Was anybody surprised on how he lived?
No.
I was not.
I was not.
You guys weren't surprised that Miss All Sunday saved him?
Well, I was surprised because I was expecting him to suffocate after he gets sunk into the sand, but it's the main character. You can't kill him.
No, I'm not
I
saying
think
that he lived. I'm saying that are you surprised at how he lived? How Miss All Sunday was the one who saved him. Or Nico
Oh.
Robin.
Oh yeah, I was actually. Because it would be betraying Crocodile, and it's like This lady curiouses me.
Foreshadow. Anyway.
I didn't think they had a good relationship in the beginning either. Miss All Sunday and Crocodile when he was on the phone.
Well, I mean, right before this happened, Crocodile threatened Nico Robin.
Exactly.
And she's like, go ahead and try if you think you can.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'm just saying she wants that Monkey D. Luffy, but without the monkey or Luffy.
My God.
Alright, so after Robin saves good old Monkey D. Luffy, we cut to the crew on the giant crab, and you can see something's wrong with Zoro, and Sanji calls him out for being worried about Luffy.
Bro,
So
Don't
I'll
ever doubt your team captain.
I'll ask this: the entire scene where they're kind of the entire group, you could see they're all worried. Vivi's worried. As they're going to Alabasta from Crocodile's base, what were your thoughts on that whole situation? Because we got a couple things in there. Please,
Honestly,
don't all
I
jump
feel
at
like-
a time.
I feel like since Luffy wasn't there, I mean, he was a goofball and everything, but when push comes to shove, he does listen to reason, right? I feel like Zoro took that spot when Luffy was gone, because even he was worried shit. He knew who Luffy was up against this time. It was not some regular dude, it's Warlord. And even he told Vivi, hey, don't worry about him. If you really are the princess of Alabasta and you're trying to save your people, you have to let him sacrifice himself in order to get you time to get to your what you have to do to stop this revolution or civil war.
Right.
I don't remember this too well.
It's no big deal. Essentially, that's pretty much what Tony said.
Gotcha.
But you get to the crab crossing the river, and the giant catfish comes up, and the kung fu dongs come to save the crew. The crew, the little seal stuff that Luffy teamed in the beginning.
Yeah, bro. That's my
Ironically.
squad.
The squad rolled up,
Squad, bro.
and then you get the secondary squad, the Supersonic Duck Squad, and you get Zoro's plan, with the everyone wearing capes to hide their identities.
That was Horror's plan?
I'm pretty sure it was Zoro's plan.
I forgot about that. But yeah, man. I mean,
It's a-
animal squadrons. I want to be surprised if the next one is a bunch of eagles or something. Can you imagine?
It's definitely a better plan than what Usopp had going in. But let's not talk about that.
What was Usopp's plan?
Just cover yourself up.
You just cover yourself. We're one giant deer. Nobody will know. I mean, but it worked out pretty neatly.
Oh yeah. Were
They
you
only got,
guys
like,
were you guys
5,000.
surprised about the when they revealed who's where, that Vivi wasn't one of them, but the camel was?
Oh yeah, I was so confused.
I was confused too. I was not expecting the camel to be able to ride a duck. He did it so convincingly too.
How did I not notice it? Oh, we didn't notice it, but like, how did they not notice it?
I hate that.
That's very
camel.
hypocritical. If you didn't notice it, how could they notice it?
How did the duck carry the camel?
Bro,
Yeah,
they're the
ducks never skip
supersonic
leg
ducks.
day.
Like
Never
these,
skip leg day.
exactly, man.
Wait, you're questioning if he could if a duck could carry a camel, but not the fact that they could climb up walls or run up walls?
I mean, at this point, like when they were running up walls, okay, it was like maybe okay, they're just running too fast. You know what I mean? That they just defy the lies of physics until they make it to the top and then just get up there. But when they're carrying the camel, which is probably like 3 times their own weight, it's like, damn, bro, you must be lifting. I see those gains. These damn ducks.
The ducks.
So then you get, when the crew splits up, you get the matchups for the big fight that come up.
Ooh.
You have Vivi and Zoro versus Mr. One and Miss Doublefinger.
Yes.
And then you get Usopp and the camel
Are you sure
versus
it's Vivi?
Mr. 2.
It was Nami.
No, Miss Nami.
Yeah,
I
was about
did I
to
say Vivi? Did I say
You
Vivi?
said
Yeah.
Vivi.
Oh, my
I
bad. I
should-
meant Nami. So Zoro versus Mr. One. Nami versus Miss Doublefinger.
Mhm.
Usopp and the camel versus Mr. 2. Who else was there? Sanji versus Sanji and Chopper versus
Wait.
Sanji wasn't there yet. He was.
no.
Where
I
did
thought, I
San-
thought it was. I thought Chopper and Usopp were together.
No, they were separate.
That was later on.
They
Oh,
were
okay.
separate. I'm pretty sure it was Chopper and Sanji together, and then Sanji left Chopper to go to help Usopp to fight Mr. 2. And then that's where Sanji told Usopp to go to help Chopper.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yes.
in the beginning, they were flipped. And then you get who else? Vivi versus Mr. 2, but then Sanji saves her. And then
I loved the fight with Mr. 2 and Sanji. I thought it was amazing.
So yeah, let's talk about what were your thoughts on that fight? They were very evenly matched.
Mhm.
Very.
And
Until
then-
he pulled out his gooses. Like what?
Yeah, the gooses on the feet, like
They were
It was-
swans.
same thing. It was
Legit.
hilarious.
They're chickens.
They're chickens.
They're ducks.
They're of the bird species. Okay.
They're cousins, okay?
But yeah, that
Seriously.
overall thoughts on that fight between Mr. 2 and Sanji?
I give it a good 6.
I'm not
Like,
asking you to rate it, but like, what were your thoughts on
Wow.
it? But that's still
Wow.
really low.
That's still I agree.
After you
Yeah.
just said you really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it, but there was like bunch of action packed. It was really funny fight. It wasn't like a good like action packed fight. It was more like a little. It was like a filler episode or something, but it was like really funny.
Alright.
I think I know what he's. Yeah.
I
Like,
see where you're coming from,
yeah.
but still, I mean, my thing that surprised me was like their fighting styles. Like they were literally exactly the same.
Yeah, they're very.
So you're
common.
saying that
But one out of blood.
Sanji's a ballerina?
No, because he learned it from Redfoot Seth,
Yeah.
and he wasn't no ballerina. He was a pirate. But then again, you have this dude, which is like he almost makes Sanji look bad by only using his feet.
Yeah,
But
because
then
that guy
again-
was punching too. Mr. Two
Yeah,
was punching.
Mr. Two was able to punch too, but Sanji only using his feet.
mean-
Like, come on now, give the man props.
You know, the man, a cook can't dirty his hands with mere garbage they have there.
Well, Mr. Two claimed to be a cook as well.
But is he though?
But,
I mean,
Really?
but is he
I mean-
really?
I mean, on the surface, he could become a cook.
I mean, just because you can cook 10 meals doesn't make you a cook.
And then, okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. What are you saying about? Hold on there.
Legit, just because you can make 10 meals doesn't mean you're a cook.
So you're saying that Sanji's not a real cook?
No,
Is that what
he
you're saying?
earned his title of cook because at
He
an
worked in
actual,
that Pirati, yeah. He
but
made it on the newspaper.
we don't
Other
ever
cooks
see
knew
anything
about it.
about Mr. Two cooking.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Oh wait, so you were dissing Mr. Two?
Yes, essentially.
I thought you were dissing Sanji. My
No,
apologies.
no.
Can we just point out how at the end of the fight he actually decided to have mercy on him and not finish him off?
Which ended
then
up
finish him
helping
off.
the crew
Yeah,
later
Bennett-
on. Which ended up helping the crew later on that he didn't.
Yeah.
Then you get Mr. Or no, it would go Usopp and Chopper versus Miss Merry Christmas and Mr. Four.
Best fight ever.
And then you also have to put into perspective you had the first inanimate object that ate a devil fruit. It was a gun that ate a dog fruit.
Oh
So-
yeah.
Just
Bro, what?
You know, hold on, Pen. I'll give you a front in a second. But let me say, for once, I got fooled by Usopp. I genuinely thought that was a real hammer. I genuinely thought he
Bro.
necked him out. I was like, wow.
I honestly thought in the back he was just like lifting weights and he wasn't gaining muscle. He pulled out that 5 ton. I was like, hold up,
I was like, my man.
that make it lift.
but it was just 2 frying pans.
Bro, I was so upset. I was so upset.
So then you get Chopper's. Isn't this his first use of the Rumble Ball? I
Second.
can't. He
No.
used it in Drum Island.
Yep.
Did he use that weak point mode though, where you can like analyze
Yes.
someone's weak point? He used that before.
I think so.
He
but
used it against one of Wapple's henchmen, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a while since I watched Alabasta. But yeah,
Mhm.
Chopper's was MVP, but so was
I say they both were.
they were
'cause then
both
again-
MVPs.
Because then again, Chopper's a bit of a coward sometimes too. But he has like a devil fruit power. Like, I'm being realistic.
So talk about Chopper. We also have how gullible he is. Because you can see on like around and like when they were coming to Alabasta, Usopp's telling his lies to Chopper, and then in the middle of the fight when Usopp pulled up the Chopper's fight, he was like, "I have 8,000 men," and Chopper's like, "Really? That's so cool!"
He actually made Chopper his fanboy for a second,
And then,
and then
when
they lost it.
Chopper got upset, he was like, "It was a lie. Like, I was that fooled."
Can we jump over though to Zoro's battle with Mr. One?
We have
And
other
of
battles
course-
to do.
Of course, not me. But
We gotta
Double.
save that battle for last.
I
I
the
see.
Nami battle was surprising that she won.
I'm surprised Usopp's tool actually worked. But carry on.
Yo, talk about Usopp. He was a really good inventor with that tool. He made it
was.
so she could make storms. Like that's
My man.
super impressive.
My man out here engineering weapons.
I don't
impressed.
think he had that purpose in mind though. Personally,
No, he did. Because he did because he explained it to Nami when he was handing him
I mean, what about
The-
the party tricks? The party tricks were hilarious.
the what tricks?
The party tricks where she could like do the water sprout. pose, the water fountain pose.
Oh
that was
yeah,
really fun.
most of them seemed like jokes. The really only effective one was the last one where she was able to generate a lightning cloud.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Usopp did it intentionally, because
I know. Yeah, because he did have. What's it called? Lightning tempo or like thunder tempo?
something like that. But anyways, I feel like we're gonna have to put a little bit of break and cut this out. Technical difficulties. We're missing 2 people.
2 people
So,
have died. Well,
yes.
I died.
No, you and me are still alive, Munchie.
No,
We'll see you guys
I
shortly.
just came back. Didn't you see what I said?
Alright, we'll have bro, my toe just died actually. I just saw it. What the fuck?
Yeah, my toe is bleeding.
Hello, I'm back.
That's not
Sorry
good.
about that, viewers. A call appeared and I had to take it. So where are
Bro,
we?
hold on, cut it.
Alright, so next we have Vivi versus Miss Doublefinger. And we get Usopp's
It's
amazing
Nami.
invention. Did I say
Nami.
Vivi?
You said
Ah! So we have
It must be
Nami
purposeful.
versus Miss Doublefinger, who ate the spike fruit. And we also have Nami's speech to Usopp about how they're not strong. And Usopp creates her amazing weapon. So, thoughts on that fight? Nami versus Miss Doublefinger.
I thought. Well, I really enjoyed that fight because I loved Usopp's tool that he crafted for Nami, with like all the party tricks. But I felt it was brought out too long though, because it was like much longer than most fights. It was shorter than most fights, but it was long for like a side fight. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it was kind of necessary if you wanted Nami to win,
Yeah.
because time was on her side.
I mean, all she had to do is read the instructions before the fight.
No, I mean, she already know what the thing did. No, actually,
No, she didn't. She was just like, Usopp gave this to me. She's like, oh, he gave me instructions. I'll read that during the fight instead of beforehand. Like, come on, Nami, you're supposed to be the smart one.
No, the smart. Oh, wait. That would have been jumping ahead. But no, I would say like a little bit surprised at the fact that Usopp's at the same time joke of a tool did ended up helping out at the end. But if it wasn't for Miss Doublefinger like taking her time with Nami,
Yeah.
Nami would have been long dead.
Oh, absolutely.
I also think what's it called? If it wasn't a joke of a tool at the beginning, then she probably wouldn't have won.
Because Miss Doublefinger...
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doublefinger would have taken her seriously. Yo, how about the moment where Miss Doublefinger uses her spike fruit to make spikes out of her nipples?
Bro, she got some pointy.
Anyone else notice that?
Bro, them
I was
things
thrown
were
off.
pointy.
I was thrown off too.
I can tell Pan liked it.
I can tell you like it too. But no hate.
Anyways, yeah. So, yeah, overall thoughts on that fight?
Probably one of the best fights. Besides the Usopp and Chopper.
Really? You really enjoyed that fight?
Yes,
You
because
really?
it was hilarious.
Okay.
I low-key didn't, but I'm with Pan. I did enjoy this.
To be honest, all the fights were all.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
of those fights were really good, but the Zoro fight was probably the best though.
The leaf cutting, but yet not cutting.
No, the not cutting paper with a sword or something.
No. It
You're
was Zoro
That
sat
was a
there.
classic.
Anyways, yeah. So talking about the Zoro fight,
Jump
yeah, Zoro versus the guy who ate the dice fruit.
BT Dub, I called it. I said he would have some type of devil
Yeah.
fruit. And I was kind of right.
Pan
Hold on.
did call
If you
it.
don't know you're not watching the podcast, please go back and watch the last one before coming back.
Hey guys, sorry for
That's
the
so weird.
2 people that think it's funny to deep throat the mic. All it does is make it so you're not understood, and it ear rapes everyone else.
Listen, $20 is $20, just like the throat is deep.
All right.
And-
Anyways,
Woo!
yeah. So Zoro versus Mr. One, and Zoro does learn how to cut steel after this. Thoughts on that fight?
Okay, I would like to speak first.
All right, go for it.
The fight, when I like how Zoro was trying to avoid Nami the whole time, like, and Zoro was like trying to save Nami, but at the same time fight the guy. And when he goes to like go in for the slash, like his attack, he like does no damage. But when all the rubble falls on him, and he like avoids all of it, I thought that was like one of the best moments in that fight, probably.
Oh, when Zoro just avoided everything?
Yeah, because he like the realization that he didn't just avoid all of them. He knew where they weren't going to land. Like that right when he hit that realization, that was like my favorite part of the fight.
Did you realize the name of that technique?
No.
It's called the breath of all things. Everything has a breath, or like some kind of life force.
So
And
it's
he was-
basically taking his Goku and Ultra Instinct and putting it into Zoro. I'm kidding. But no, my thoughts on that fight are like I'm just getting like a bit tired of seeing Zoro getting like stabbed 1,000 times, not dying, and somehow managing to come back. Like, don't get me wrong, I still like Zoro. He's still one of my favorite characters. Absolutely love the new ability he learned, and he was able to cut steel. But come on, there has to be another way around it.
You mean wait? You didn't like how he had to take damage in a fight?
No, not that. But he always, it's like a normal person would be killed by that, and he doesn't have a devil fruit power.
I mean, look
And
at
this guy-
Usopp.
Look at
Always
look at
gets,
Usopp.
like,
Look
really badly injured.
Did you see Usopp in the fight? He was like completely brutalized.
My man looked like
at Luffy got stabbed,
How do they live though?
dude.
And they come
as
back full
as
power
Nami.
and no damage from the last wounds. Like,
Oh
either
no, they definitely show the damage.
hold on. Either Chopper's an amazing doctor, or it's just anime logic.
Okay. Zoro, you can't pull that argument up because Zoro, if you think back to Arlong Park, he was greatly injured. He could not fight at full strength.
And he still has the scar from back.
Exactly. Zoro, after Arlong Park, Zoro didn't do anything until Whiskey Peak, where he just fought against like some very bad minions. He did a little bit in, what was it? He did a little bit of Little Garden, but he didn't really do anything. He did a little bit in Drum Island, but didn't really do anything. You come to Alabasta, so ever since Arlong Park, he really didn't have a tough fight, so he's just been recovering. So, in the midst of a fight against Mr. One, when he took all that damage, it was the first damage he pretty much taken since Hachi in Arlong Park. So you can't really pull that argument against him, and then Luffy ate a devil fruit.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And
still.
Usopp really, once he got really badly injured, all he really did was get to the Mole Highway, and Chopper just completely backed him up. So Usopp, once he got injured, really didn't do anything.
I mean, it's Usopp. Come on, don't be so hard on him.
I'm not. I'm just saying your argument was the fact that they just seem to recover so perfectly, which I don't think is the case.
No, well, that wasn't the objective of what I was saying. What I was trying to like send off is that Zoro, like in his big fights, the way it goes, and quote me on it, because if on his next big fight and the same thing happens, I will mention in the podcast. He gets extremely badly injured, then he somehow manages to pull it off. In this case, he learned this new ability, which you named previously.
Breath of all things.
Yeah, and Arlong Park, he like was able to like have like a 30-second burst of energy or something like that to defeat the octopus guy, right? Even though he had like fatal wounds. So if it happens again, I'm gonna call it out. That's all I'm saying.
Get used to Zoro always being injured. That's all I'm gonna say. Zoro's always injured.
Oh,
And
also,
if it's not an enemy injuring him, he is.
almost in every single fight, Usopp breaks his nose. Like,
I didn't pick up on that. I really didn't pick up. To be fair, I'm okay. So for people watching, I'm rewatching this with Pan, so I'm keeping episodes up with him. But this is like my first rewatch, so I've only watched the entire series once. So I probably missed out on a bunch of things. So
Hey,
Usopp's nose breaking a bunch of times is crazy. I didn't even think about that.
Man, you should nick him nose of steel.
Bro, if he gets a devil fruit power that just makes his nose
Ooh.
like Pinocchio's,
Okay,
stabs everyone.
since we're doing really good on time, I can ask this question right now. Okay, so all three of you, do you think one of the core members of the Straw Hats, so let's take out Vivi for right now, between Zoro, Sanji, Usopp, and since we know Chopper already has one, so out of those three, Zoro, Sanji, Usopp, and Nami, do you think any of them will eat a devil fruit throughout the series?
No.
Interesting question. Huh.
You think because do you think the Straw Hats will find a devil fruit and someone will eat one? And if so, what devil fruit do you think it'll be?
Didn't you say the devil fruits are random?
Devil fruits are random, so I'm saying when you eat it, what devil fruit power do you think they'll receive?
Okay. Honestly, I don't see them eating one. Okay, hold on. Another question before I answer. Can you stack devil fruit powers?
No. The two demons fight and they kill each other and you explode.
So, are you serious about that?
Munchie, don't. Anyways,
Hold on.
just no for right now.
Spoilers.
I know, big time.
Munchie's really bad at spoiling.
That's not a spoiler.
Munchie, shut up! They're not even close to that question that he's asking.
Hold up.
So-
Let's get to the question. I believe that no one will eat a devil fruit.
Oh, okay. Alright.
I'm with. Let's say the situation occurs where they do stumble into one. I think they either save it, sell it, and if anybody tries to eat one, it would be Usopp. I
Yeah.
think.
You don't think Nami
But
would
I
try to
don't- I
eat
don't-
like a weather fruit?
Gee, I was thinking Nami too, but then again, Nami's a navigator.
You know, that's what I'm saying. The weather fruit, where she can control the weather instead of needing a gadget.
Okay, just because you.
But they're
said
random. It's not like he knows. It's not like Nami knows that the fruit is gonna give her that power.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know what I mean? So I feel
There is. I will say this: there is a almanac that is publicly known throughout the One Piece world that has devil fruits, so you can know what devil fruit you're gonna get.
Oh.
But it's very. The book is very like small.
Well, yeah. That's
What do you
my
mean small?
thought on that.
It's just not very in-depth index. Anyways,
Oh.
going back to the Alabasta. We got a little sidetracked there. So we get to Smoker's speech to Tashigi after the Straw Hats save Smoker. About how Smoker's gonna go get reinforcements, and he's telling Tashigi to go to Alabasta and deliver justice. And he says, deliver justice in how you see fit, I'll take responsibility. So I'll cover pretty much everything that Tashigi does from here on out in this. So,
Honestly, man,
Tashigi's whole arc inside Alabasta.
no, wait, okay. I was just gonna touch on Smoker said to Tashigi.
Okay.
Like, the reason why I hold Smoker as one of my favorite characters is specifically because of that. After he gets to Alabasta, notices what's actually going on. He decides to not touch Luffy. First of all, he leaves Tashigi in charge and tells her, do justice as you see fit. Because even he knows, like, the Marines' justice is not true justice. There's only justice to the eyes of certain people. And Tashigi notices this as well.
And
I just have respect for him for that fact.
also, I feel Smoker realizes that Luffy's the only one that has a chance to beat Crocodile in any way, shape, or
You don't think Smoker could beat
I
Crocodile?
think Smoker would be.
no, because when you saw the oh wait, no, you don't see. Wait, do you see that?
Smoker and Crocodile never cross.
No. Fire Fist, Ace, and Smoker. They both have the same type of. I think it's Zone or not Zone.
Logia.
No, no.
Logia. Yeah, they both have that type fruit, and personally don't think. I think they would just cancel each other out like that, and they would just wear each other out until.
So you think that if Smoker and Crocodile fought, they would just cancel each other out?
No, not because not that display because Crocodile's in his like area because he's in the desert. He would have an advantage.
Oh, I see. Okay, Pan.
Sorry, I had to mute myself. Anyway, yeah, what was the question again?
What were your thoughts on Smoker's speech to Tashigi and Tashigi's whole like arc throughout Alabasta? And like story plot line throughout all of Alabasta.
It's kind of like he was putting her in his shoes as like the captain of one part of the Marines, right? Or is he just like
he's just a captain of the Marines.
He's just the captain of the Marines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
okay. Yeah, so I think he's like given Shigi and put her own not really her own like spin off to it. Sorry. They're really loud. Anyway, but yeah, he's kind of like putting all his faith in Tashigi to see what she does with Luffy and to see if she'll make the right moves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what were your thoughts though? Like honestly, on Tashigi's whole story throughout Alabasta.
Kind of like sad. I mean, I know I'm jumping ahead here, but
that's fine. You can. I'm asking you to cover the entire Alabasta.
Yeah.
Tashigi's whole thing.
When she first like got the orders to, think of what she wants to do, she let Luffy go and he goes off to face Crocodile, while she just sit there and like nobody touches them or the Straw Hats. And then after that whole scene, they had a chance to capture the Straw Hats, and she was like, "No, just leave them." So it's kind of like fighting with herself, and it was more like, I don't know, it's just a sad but good way to have her storyline. I don't know if I'm making sense.
I agree with you because I feel like further on, like in the show, specifically Smoker and Tashigi, they will always be like centered around the main fights, if that makes any sense, because they're not like, well, Tashigi is under Smoker, and Smoker doesn't really follow like by the line what the Marine says.
Yeah,
he goes more by what he sees. So I don't know. I'm in the future, maybe even see possibly allies.
So you think Smoker could become an ally of the Straw Hats?
Yeah, as long as he doesn't actually like
join them.
So I'm gonna ask you a question now, all three of you. At the end of Alabasta, what are your thoughts on the Marines?
Under the right commander or captain or assistant captain, whatever, some of the Marines aren't really what they're like supposed to be. Like Smoker, like he's somewhat of a like half and half ally enemy toward Luffy and whatnot. But when you see Hina, jumping ahead, she wants them gone because that's her, and that's how most of the Marines are. They want the job done and they want to get the credit for it. But Smoker doesn't really take credit for what he does unless he sees fit.
Yeah, I kind of.
So do you think the Marines are good, or do you think they're bad?
I just think Smoker and his just Smoker, and a little bit of Tashigi.
Okay. So you think Smoker is the only good Marine?
I think so. He has a better sense of what should go on
Okay.
than what has to go on.
Okay, I haven't seen enough, but after what I've seen, I want to start off like I have little to no respect for the whole Marines thing as a whole during the show. Like Pan, I would say the only true service of justice are Smoker and Tashigi under her, and I forgot that dude's name. Daddy something. He's the guy that once fought
Daddy the
against
father.
Daddy the father. That
But
guy.
he's not with the Marines though.
Wasn't he with the Marines?
No,
He was just a bounty hunter. He
Yeah, he
used to
was-
be the Marines a long time ago, but by the time we see him, he's only a small-time bounty hunter.
Yeah, but I mean when he was a Marine.
We don't know what he was like though.
that is true.
You know, because we know he had a huge change of heart when he fought against Yasop, Usopp's father.
And that was when he was a
Oh.
bounty hunter.
Mhm.
That's true. Well, on that note, I can't really count him because that's true. We didn't see it really before his change of heart. But besides that, I would say Kobe. But I want to see what he
That's
does
true.
as he gets
Oh.
strong.
That's
Because right
very
now
true.
he's just like being recruited and being trained. We still gotta wait to see what he does as a commander for me to really say, like, okay, I have respect for this guy. And his buddy, I really doubt it because he's just doing it to defeat his dad. I feel like he'll be more likely to do some unjust things if that makes any sense.
Right.
I forgot his name.
So, we're gonna kind of
Jump ahead or skip a bit? What do you mean?
sorry, I got a private message from Munchie and I thought he put it in our chat, but he didn't. So here's my next question. We're gonna kind of jump around a little bit right now. So after Robin saves Luffy, she questions Luffy about his name. What does the D? Why do you guys with the D in your name fight? What were why do you think you guys? Why do you guys think she asked Luffy that?
Maybe there's multiple people that have.
I can't say. I
D.
can't say.
Why? Yeah, because she was very adamant. It wasn't about the monkey. It wasn't about the Luffy. It was about the D in his name. Why do you guys with D fight? So, any ideas on why she would ask that?
I think she would ask that because of his brother Ace and him. Because the reason their fight is sometimes for gold, although it's not really like their main objective. You can see Ace is trying to help Whitebeard, and he's like really loyal. So I don't know. I see where he's coming from, but I can't answer the question.
Just that was more of like a rhetorical question because there's no way you guys know. But just something to note. And then my next question is: Vivi goes to try to stop the rebel army, and gets trampled. So now I'm gonna ask like Vivi's whole arc throughout the whole show, or not show, but Vivi's like storyline throughout Alabasta. What were your thoughts on that? Tony?
I thought. Oh, I'm not pretty clear on exactly what happened because it was a while ago. But she got trampled, and then she tries to stop it, right? And she like cools everything down, but she like talks down with the I forget his name, the leader of the rebels.
The people that were living in our
I don't remember his name, but the leader of the rebels
they were trash.
and like Vivi had like a really good connection, and when they like agreed to stop, but the people under Crocodile like they had their orders and they didn't stop. So I thought that was that was she didn't really have a point in the rest of the arc after she said that, I would say.
After her speech,
Other than finding the
the cannoneer?
Yeah, the cannoneer. She didn't
which
have
was what was it? The
Ah.
sniper squad. We don't know. We don't know much else, except for the
Yeah.
fact that it was the sniper squad.
There was, other than that, there wasn't much point to her. In the
Could you
rest
could
of
you do me a
that
favor and repeat the question?
Your opinions on the whole Vivi's storyline, like how she went from being with the Straw Hats to the Straw Hats taking her to Alabasta to her standing in front of the Rebel Army to the Rebel Army just running her over to her having to stop the Cannoneer to her speech to the entire Rebel and other army and the Royal Army. Rebel Army and the Royal Army.
Well, let's see. From what I saw, truly acts like a transparent princess. You know what I mean?
Right.
For her to be in a position above the normal citizens, because they still save the country, so you can still say that.
We got one of those.
I don't know. She seems loyal, kind-hearted. I can't say yet if she is a fighter. You know what I mean? But
I just think she cares too much about the people.
yes,
Well, she is the princess, and she grew up with like a lot of the headliners and like the leaders of the Rebel Army.
that is true. She seems almost like a or like a close relative.
She still calls Koza leader from when they were kids.
That is true. I don't know. I feel like they could be. Her and the king could have helped the Straw Hats in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we know she doesn't end up staying with the Straw Hats. She has that big epic speech at the end where she's like, "Can I still be your friend?" And all of the Straw Hats realize they can't even respond to her, because if they do, she'll be now branded as a pirate because Hina was on the tail of the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Don't everybody jump up at once.
Technical difficulties.
Okay.
I like what's it called? I like the speech at the end though, and I don't remember, but I thought they gave like a thumbs up or something.
Well, we never knew what was underneath the bandages the whole time. We just thought it was the bandages. At the end of the arc, they all take the bandages off, which reveals an X, and they all raise their hand up, their left hand, and show it, which gives that epic thing
hold
at
on.
the.
Doesn't BB run into someone who's like it's Mr. Two going undercover as someone? I forgot who it was.
So that was at the beginning. When Mr. Two defeated the Usopp and the camel, he went after Vivi. That's where you get Vivi running up the cliff with the duck.
Mhm.
But Mr. Two impersonated Usopp. He even stole Usopp's goggles and he put a bandage around the thing. So yeah.
Yeah, but then right there is when they get we get a flashback from her and like showing the X that was below the bandage.
Did they
That
put an
Mr.
X there?
Yes.
Oh, so we knew
They
prior.
show it there. Yeah, we knew prior about it.
But yeah, at the end we get that epic scene where you have the Straw Hats at the back of the boat getting shot at by Hina. Like they're getting whizzed by, but none of the Straw Hats are even defending the ship. They're doing the hand up with the X to show Vivi, yes, you will always be our friend, which was a very touching moment for me. I loved them.
Also, with when they shoot the cannonballs, which are actually like the spikes. Why don't they like only send those in the cruise other than actual cannonballs? Like during the Navy, we've only seen like the spiked bullets or whatever with Dawn at the chef restaurant.
So you're asking why don't they use these massive things more often?
Yeah.
I think it's just more of a preference of the captains. Because it looked like Hina had like an actual strategy. She used these things. So I'm sure it's just like a thing they have to get like passed on by the higher ups. Like, yeah, you can use this like kind of cannon, which goes into Hina being the second captain we meet that's equal with Smoker.
I don't know. I thought she was higher.
That's true.
No, he's
No. He's
him
equal.
and Smoker, or her and Smoker are the first Grand Line captains we see.
Well, he's not a Grand Line captain. He just went on to the Grand Line.
He's now a Grand Line captain.
So, question: could we say that Vivi will always be a Straw Hat now?
No,
She's
she
not
was
part of
like-
the crew. She's not
she
part of
always
the crew. She's not part of the crew.
Okay.
She's not an actual Straw Hat. She's just a friend of the Straw Hats. But yeah. Then you get the awesome. So at one point, Vivi's after confronting Crocodile, Vivi gets dropped off the castle by Crocodile, and in comes Pell and Luffy to save her. And then you get round 2 of Luffy versus Crocodile. Thoughts on round 2 between the two, and you also get Crocodile showing off his left hand, I think it was, where he made everything turn to sand, including Luffy's sandals. Thoughts on
It was
that?
his right hand.
It was his right hand.
Right hand.
Well, what were your thoughts on that?
Water Luffy.
Oh, wow.
Yes. How can nobody thought about this sooner?
So
I love Water Luffy.
I gotta ask. In round 1, Luffy versus Crocodile, did any of you notice that Luffy's arm was wet when he grabbed Crocodile's arm?
That was
Yes,
from
it
his
was blood.
little barrel thing.
From
Yeah.
Yuba, yeah. That's how Luffy figured it out.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's I noticed that.
He may be stupid sometimes, but he's smart.
Yeah, that makes no sense why he'd put himself underwater as well, Crocodile, and it's like Crocodile hideout.
That's what happens when you get cocky. But anyways, what were your thoughts? Round 2, Luffy versus Smoker.
You mean Luffy versus?
Yeah, where
Crocodile. Luffy versus Crocodile, round 2.
Yeah,
My
where
bad.
Crocodile beats him again.
Yeah, where Crocodile completely destroys Luffy for a second time. But Luffy could hit Crocodile this time.
Yeah.
So thoughts on that?
I mean,
thought,
he did weaken him.
Well, I didn't think he was gonna lose, but like halfway into the fight, I realized that he was going to lose, and I thought like it has like some good build up to the final fight, but the final fight of Crocodile and Luffy, I thought could have been much better. With the Crocodile just dying by the rubble.
You think the
Crocodile
final-
didn't die.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Wait, he didn't.
He didn't
No.
die. Crocodile's still
What?
alive. Mr. 1 was killed by Zoro, though. Zoro did kill Mr. 1.
I don't know.
Well-
I feel like I found it a bit comical, but that's it.
What, round 2?
Yeah.
Round 2 and round 1, round 3 not so much, because you even see like Miss Sunday laughing in the background of the fights because of like Luffy's childish manner throughout the whole fight. Like he's like let's say like Crocodile has a serious note, right? He has a very serious sentence he just says, and then Luffy pops out and says like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna use water." I don't know if
Water
that makes
Luffy.
sense. Yeah, water Luffy. Like one is really serious, the other one's very like childish, you could say, and it makes for an interesting fight.
How about you, Pad?
Funniest fight ever. Not gonna lie.
You really enjoyed round 2?
Round 2 was like the first one. It was kind of new.
You're
The
cutting
other
out
hand.
really bad.
I don't know why.
What's your if you go to your voice settings, what's your voice like cutoff thing?
I could tell you that right now. Voice cut off.
It's like sensitivity, loudness, or whatever.
I can move it up.
Move it
just
down.
set it to auto.
Yeah, set it to auto. And then continue your train of thought, because you're cutting out really bad.
Huh. That's strange. But yeah. So the first match, I kind of figured I see myself lagging. That's so annoying. Anyway,
You actually sound better right now. You're not cutting out.
but I kind of figured that Crocodile had an advantage because of all the sand around him. And Luffy knows that. So the second time he brought water because of the Yoruba water barrel thing, but it still didn't work, which was like mind blowing to me because he downed that whole thing like it was nothing.
Well, you have to remember his stomach. His stomach's rubber too, so he has an infinite stomach.
Well, not infinite.
It's infinite.
That man got good.
Yeah.
I mean, rubber has to end at some point. It can't just stretch forever.
That is true.
Like, if you can't just stretch, like, there's so much tension because with the fight with Arlong, when they were pulling up Luffy's head, there was a lot of tension when pulling up his head. You could see that.
But yeah. So then you get we find out that Crocodile never even cared about his country, and we find out his hidden motive was Pluton, the ancient weapon, and it was on a poneglyph.
Or
What were your-
only
So,
Nico Robin could read it.
yep. So what are your thoughts on that? The poneglyph.
I don't think that gun ever existed.
Okay, so
I can tell you right now, the
Okay.
ancient weapons are real.
Okay, but if it did, the poneglyph had nothing to do with it.
Well, we find out
No.
it does.
yeah, the poneglyph said where it
does.
was hidden.
Because you have Cobra confronting Nico Robin later, when the rubble's falling and they're all about to die. Cobra says, why did you lie? It had exactly what you wanted. So
Yeah.
it did have the information of the ancient weapon. Nico Robin just didn't want to give it to Crocodile.
For
Yeah,
obvious reasons.
but I think the actual information about how to build Pluton was on that poneglyph that they accidentally found in the middle of the sand.
That was not a poneglyph.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, it was.
That was a poneglyph?
There was 2 poneglyphs in Alabasta.
Why was it brown? Was
what?
it just like the cave?
No, it wasn't brown.
It was the
you mean
cave.
The one they
It was
fell
in a
into.
dome.
Yes,
one
the
that
one they
broke.
fell into. That was
That
it.
was-
That one was lost. You can tell it was lost because it was buried underground in some ancient ruins. It was a lost poneglyph.
Does that come back at all?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
But I think it might be, because why would they even show it?
I will say, don't forget things. But
Did Crocodile is not that's new news to me. He's probably gonna come back and kill everybody.
yeah. So overall thoughts on the poneglyph and the lore of them.
Highly interesting.
What do you?
Oh yeah, with the and wait, no, that's later on. But I really enjoyed the poneglyph actual like story behind all of them. It's really interesting how they work and stuff like that.
Well, you're a little bit further ahead.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
That's why
so am I.
I don't want to spoil the.
So, just so people know, Munchie is, I would say, about 150 episodes ahead. Maybe a little bit more. And, yeah. Tony's, he's at 195, so he's about 50 episodes ahead.
Yes.
But, yeah, just so people are aware.
I don't want to say much without spoiling, but poneglyphs. Yeah, I'm really curious as to where they lead the show to.
Poneglyphs are, because Nico Ramen mentions it, she's trying to find out the true history.
I know.
And
Mhm.
Cobra goes true history, and Robin didn't go into detail. But yeah. So, this goes into Luffy versus Crocodile round 3. And
Yes, the final.
the final round. Thoughts on the final round?
Luffy is officially immortal.
No, I didn't like the final round. But I thought I thought Luffy was taught a lesson though. Because because of how all pirates play dirty. It's not. It's not just. It's all fun games anymore.
Well, I think there was another lesson as well, because Crocodile called Luffy out for not using his Devil Fruit skillfully. He just did it he used his Devil Fruit gimmickly, not skillfully. And Crocodile was like, let me prove it to you. And he used like his super...
You're making me realize like so many. These podcasts are like helping me realize so much more of what I've missed.
I'm telling you, rewatching One Piece is one of the biggest treasures ever. Because you just pick up on so many, like... Oh, never mind.
It's a whole lot of time, though.
Oh, it's well worth it, though.
Definitely.
Because as much you probably just put out about Luffy not doing something correctly. It's just, there's so many foreshadowing things, it's so beautiful. But yeah.
All I'm saying about the third fight is Luffy's officially mortal. Poison didn't even phase this dude. He could still fight, beat Crocodile, send him in the middle of the battlefield flying to the sky, and carry Nico Robin, and carry...
Okay, if you're talking about carrying, he received the antidote at that point.
Okay, but still.
So the only thing he really did after he got poisoned, he got all numb, he fell over, and then he did 2 more attacks. He punched Crocodile in the face, and then did the Gatling. And then that was like the end of that.
Can we also point out how at this point, like, Crocodile's not even, like, dodging his attacks, even though he probably can?
Yeah. Well, he can't, because,
had to that.
it's because Luffy doesn't have water. Luffy's been using his own blood so he can actually hit Crocodile. Crocodile's never had to dodge anything because everyone can he just phases through people. So Crocodile doesn't really need to dodge.
True that.
But, yeah. So, since Pan's gonna have to leave real quick, I'll ask you the final...
Not right now.
Not right now? Okay. So, after Luffy versus Crocodile, you have Luffy saving Nico Robin. Kind of paying Nico Robin back for saving him. And then
the thing that I don't understand is that she makes him do another, like, I guess another solid.
How so?
This is jumping way ahead. Spoilers. But she's like, well, since you saved me, I have no other choice but to join you. You know what I mean? Like, she...
Her explanation was, it was more like, you saved my life when I wanted to die. So I have nowhere else want to go, and since you're the one who saved me, you are now responsible for me.
So now I'm a curse to your straw hats, so whether you like it or not.
She never says it's a curse.
Well, that's what I'm putting together. That's
so,
how I see it.
Now I'm gonna ask, Tony, you're a little bit farther ahead, but this still applies to you. Do you think Nico Robin is actually part of the crew? Because if you notice, she doesn't name anyone by name. She says doctor, she says captain, she says swordsman. She doesn't navigator. Do you think Nico Robin's part of the crew?
As much as I like her character and think she would be like a welcome part to the crew and would probably couple very well with Zoro, I don't trust her.
How about you, Ben?
Personally, I'm a little farther ahead. I feel like the only person that she really likes is actually Luffy. That's like the only one that she actually cares about.
Nah, she's manipulating Luffy. Pan?
Like, that's how... Because everybody doesn't agree with her tactics because she was on the enemy team. But now that she's on their team, they can't trust her because she hasn't proved that she wants to be on the team.
I think it's more of the fact that they find out Nico Robin's been on many different crews, many different organizations, and every single one of them has failed. We learned that from Crocodile.
Here's my theory on it. If Peice lets me.
Go for it.
I think she does it because her goal, or like her dream, is to find in the true history of the world, right? For that, she would pretty much sacrifice anything and betray anyone.
Okay.
So until I see that improvement, I don't trust her.
So,
I mean-
Pan, do you trust her or not? You've only seen her for one episode. It's her
Well,
part of the crew. So I'm gonna ask, because Tony's farther ahead, Munchie's really far ahead. As of episode 1 of her being part of the crew, do you trust her?
So the whole like Chopper backstory too, or
We'll include her and Chopper going to get water together.
I think I can trust her enough
Okay.
because although everybody else seems or sees her as the enemy still because she hasn't proven herself yet, I still think that she has some good in her.
Okay.
I see where it comes from.
Okay. So now I'm gonna ask this: what were your guys' overall thoughts on Alabasta? Like, because we know Crocodile ends up losing to Luffy, that whole ending fight. What were your overall thoughts on Alabasta? We'll start with Pan.
Alabasta was just a big giant roller coaster of emotions. Just like from Whiskey Peak to what the first like us just about to get on to Alabasta, that was a roller coaster. But this is just all emotions just poured into one with Vivi's whole backstory, finding out that Nico Robin had a pretty bad beginning to her life. Only at 8 she already had a 79 berry bounty on her head.
Alright, hold up. I forgot to even mention that.
Yeah.
So now, because we'll get into the bounties afterwards. You can continue.
But just knowing their two backstories, and then he's not even like a main character, but Pell, him saving everybody by taking a bomb and flying straight up, so save the whole like Alabasta. That's crazy, and it made me like feel like he deserves to be in the honorable mentions of my top favorite characters.
He does the sacrificial thing, but he ends up still being alive. We find that out at the end.
Yeah, we
I
find out
felt
that
he should have died though.
And they
Yeah.
still. Can I just say, I still have no word about what happened to Pell.
What do you mean?
Like you don't know, because we see him looking at his own grave.
I'm
Right?
pretty sure he just went back to the castle like, hey guys, I'm alive.
hey, you can
And
get rid
then
of
I'm
this
pretty
race
sure
now.
he's just back to his old duties. As being
Unless he
protector.
pulls an Itachi and just like
Yeah, he could just.
What bad organization is there? Vivi was Itachi essentially.
Murders everyone.
I mean, come on, Vivi would have been Itachi if you were gonna say anything.
he feeling to pull out a
Any-
gun and a Sharingan like even Tsukuyomi like he's woo.
All right. So yeah, overall thoughts, Pan?
But yeah, Alabasta was just top notch.
Okay.
I love it.
Overall thoughts on Alabasta, Tony?
Yeah, I agree. Alabasta is probably like one of my favorite arcs up there. I mean, it starts.
It
Before
starts a
you
bit slowly.
Yeah, it starts a bit slowly, but they slowly scale up, and
Yeah.
for good reasons. The arc is like as long as it is, because you gotta explain like all the loose pieces and like
Yeah.
Crocodile's mastermind plan to destroy the country inside out, and then like take it for him.
And then all the dance powder. And the whole like crime behind that. Yeah.
Oh, but I still felt that even though you said like putting the pieces together with it being really long, I felt like the journey from the one country to the one not country but yeah one town to the other town was just way too long.
Yeah.
You're talking
besides
about from like
that,
Whiskey Peak to Little Garden to Drum Island,
No, not that. No, I thought that was great, but from
like Alabarna to Yuba to.
yeah.
Okay. I mean,
I really-
it gave you a sense of scale for the country. That's how I looked at it.
Yeah.
Because you have to remember, the rebel army had over 2 million people. This is a massive country we're talking about.
Mhm.
So of course there was going to be
It's
time
New
to
York.
travel.
Yeah. But what about the one guy that Luffy meets at the beginning? Like, you think how like he has
Yeah.
the green powder or whatever, and how
What were his intentions?
Just to sell
we
it.
don't know.
His dream was money. He was gonna buy and sell green powder, or he was gonna use the dance powder to get water and then sell the water. That's why he was out in the middle of nowhere.
Then why didn't he just use it then and there?
I think he was trying to build up a good collection so he can get a lot of water all at once.
and then Luffy just burns all the powder.
Exactly.
No, you gotta remember he ate it first.
Yeah, he gotta. Oh, that's nasty.
All right, Munchie.
Fire.
All right, now I'm gonna ask each of you. 1 out of 10 thoughts on like the Alabasta arc. Everything from Reverse Mountain when you meet Laboon and Crocus to like right now, as where Nico Robin joins the crew.
So I might have to go. So I'm going. 9.9. I got you, beast. Not a 10 yet, but I definitely like what's going on so far. Universal Mountain all the way until the final battle in Alabasta. Everything is just so good, and I want to keep watching. Gonna have to keep on binging tonight. Anyway, but
Real quick before you go, thoughts on Zoro getting his first bounty, Luffy getting an upgraded
that's
bounty,
crazy.
and
Luffy
now
getting a whole
he went from
a whole
30
region.
million to 100 million.
to 100, right?
Yeah, he's at 100 million right now.
And then Zoro's at 60, right?
Zoro's at 60, and then you now have Nico Robin at 79.
Well, now I want to know if everybody else gets one. Like, it raises my suspicions if Usopp can get one.
At some
Chopper's gonna
point,
get one.
Oh, I loved.
It's crazy.
being on Luffy's crew, at some point they will get bounties. But I would get the whole arc.
Oh. Okay. So
Solid 9.
I'm
Solid 9 out of 10.
On the arc?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to ask both you and Pan, because it seems Pan has to go.
Yeah.
1 out of 10 on the show. Top 3 Straw Hats. Top 5 non-Straw Hat characters. So 1 out of
Wait,
10 on...
throughout the Alabasta arc or like
Overall.
up to-
So
Over-
you have
okay.
1 out of 10 on the overall show. Thoughts, just in general on the show entirely. Top 3 Straw Hats. Top 5 non-Straw Hats.
Okay.
In order. You have to give an order. So we'll start off with Pan, since he has to go.
Top 3 Straw Hats still remain the same. And Sanji with Usopp coming. Very, very
You
close.
cut out. Can you
You
repeat?
cut out.
I hate everything about this board. I want y'all to know.
Just get better
Zoro.
internet.
I have good internet. Anyway, Zoro, Luffy, Sanji.
Zoro,
with
Luffy.
Usopp coming close behind.
Okay.
5 non still remain the same. I'm pretty sure I said Mr. 5, Zoro, probably Mihawk, Dragon, and then I believe it was Miss All Sunday.
You do
Nico
know
Robin.
Zoro. You do know Zoro's a Straw Hat, right?
Did I say Zoro? I
You
did not
said
mean
you
to say
said
Zoro.
Mr. 5 Zoro. So Mr. 5.
Whoops. Mr. 5. Oh yeah, it was Mihawk, then Shinx, then Dragon, then All Sunday or Nico. You know what? Yeah. So far, show 9.5. It's still good, but I would like to see a lot more, and I definitely will see a lot more. And tell me that it's going to be a lot more. But yeah,
All right.
I'm out of here.
All right. See you, buddy.
Yeah. Now let's see. I want to say in order. I'm putting. Damn, I have to drop one. Top to. Okay, I'm putting Zoro at my favorite Straw Hat. Sanji as my number 2 favorite Straw Hat.
Ooh.
And Nico Robin. I'm gonna have to cut Chopper short.
Really?
Wow.
Nico Robin's a favorite
yeah.
Straw Hat, even though you don't
Yes.
think she's gonna be trustworthy.
That's why she's a 3.
Oh.
And I was right there with If it would have been top 5, would have been Chopper and Robin. But besides the point, I don't know, man. She's like, if she actually
Luffy's
stayed with
still
the
not
Straw
in your
Hat-
top 3?
No, I'm sorry, no.
Interesting.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like if Nico Robin stays and is trustworthy with the crew, it could have some pretty interesting plot twists with her. So I don't
Okay.
know.
I also think
But-
that with Chopper, when he's actually fighting, he's either really overpowered or he's like way underpowered. Like it's
Wait.
never in between.
But you have that fight against Mr. 3 and the dog cannon guy. And
Yeah. Mr.
They
4.
were so they were underpowered. They were so underpowered and they still won.
Yeah, they were kind of backed into a corner.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh.
And
But-
my top 5, aside from that, I have to put Dragon up there.
Still,
Dragon's my favorite one, aside from
why Dragon? Like, he's been on your top ever since you met him. Why
Yes.
Dragon?
And you
Because-
didn't know anything about him. And I wanna know
Munchie,
more
shut up.
about him.
No, because well, I already said it. He interfered in Luffy's execution. Correct.
Yeah.
So
Well, we don't know.
No, I-
we
he said-
don't know if he interfered with the execution. We just know
I
that he.
believe he did.
All right.
I mean, it could have been chance, lightning struck, but I really don't know. I think it personally was him. Then he had that exchange with Smoker afterwards. And you mentioned like the type of fruit he has, which is like a weather fruit.
We don't know.
We don't know. Okay,
We don't know if
I-
he has a devil fruit or not.
I don't know, man. It just seems so mysterious,
Hmm?
and I absolutely love.
So I got a
I-
question. Who's
What?
more mysterious, him or Shanks?
Dragon.
How much?
Just
You don't know
like-
anything about Shanks though.
Yeah, we know.
We
I know
all
a
we
little
know
bit more
all we
Shanks.
know is that he gave the hat to Luffy, and we know Luffy's backstory with Shanks. Other than that, what do you know about him?
No, that's not true.
Wait, I also know that he was
He's-
for a warlord.
Yeah. And
Wait,
his
wait,
name
what'd you say,
was-
Tony?
Around there. His name was thrown out there for a warlord.
It was
suggestion.
not.
It was.
There's no way it was.
I need to go back to the episode.
I don't think he was even close to being suggested for a warlord.
I don't know.
There's no way.
I know more of Shanks than what I do of Dragon.
The warlord thing is not true. There's no way.
I'll give you that.
I'm just saying this.
I'll probably.
You do not based off all you know at this point in the show. All you know is Luffy's background with him, and you know he has a very close. He used to duel Mihawk,
Yeah, he has connections with multiple.
so you know, he can compete with the world's strongest swordsman. So that's all you know about Shanks. Luffy's I don't want to say father figure, but you have that, and he could rival Mihawk. That's all you know. And
Here's the thing. You gotta put because number 2 on my top 5 is Smoker.
Okay.
And Smoker and Dragon seem to be close.
No.
Plus, I don't really. Okay, they had an exchange. It seems like they already know themselves prior, and I've only
No,
had
Okay.
once about
No,
Dragon.
no.
So I really don't know.
Just so you know,
I don't-
Munchie doesn't know
Wait,
Munchie
I
doesn't-
don't know what.
anything between Smoker and Dragon.
Yeah.
I
I think-
just wanted to
I-
preference that since you're really far ahead.
Yeah, so I just think Dragon is well known, not by Marines, not just
Listen.
not a friend of Smokers.
I don't know
Like
if he's
that-
well known. I don't know. We don't know much about him. I just know he appeared in a specific time under certain circumstances, and it intrigues the shit out of me.
Okay.
That's it. That's
So
why I
who's-
have him on
so-
number 1.
Number 1 is Dragon. Number 2 is Smoker.
Yes. Number 3. I'm putting Mihawk up there.
Okay. I don't think anyone would be
Number-
surprised.
for let's see, because normally I have to put the straw hats in my. I'm gonna put Pell as my number 4,
Okay.
and for my number 5, who shall I put as my number 5? Colby.
Really?
Colby's my number 5.
Why Colby?
I have high expectations for his character development, so I hope I'm not disappointed by that choice.
So
Wait,
I have a question. Shanks
Yeah.
isn't on your top 5?
No.
Why? He's in my top 5 and every top 5 I've ever even thought of throughout the show. So Shanks is he's still in my top 5 now. Why is Shanks not in your top 5? What do you have against Shanks, my guy?
I have nothing against Shanks.
He just doesn't interest you?
He does, and I was close in between substituting Shanks with Mihawk. You know what I mean? Like, they're right there. But I don't know. Like, if I'm picking between, let's say,
But
The
I'm
guy
surprised
can
you
make
put
the
Pell
choice.
over Shanks. I think that's what I'm trying to get at.
oh,
You putting Pell over Shanks.
well, that's true. Pell, we won't know from again. Probably, more than likely. I don't know. I guess you could say that neither does nor Shanks really catch my interest too much.
Okay.
Although, I say that with a grain of salt, because I know for a fact those characters are gonna be like pretty frequent in the show and relevant as we go on. So that might change in the future.
Right on. And 1 out of 10 on the show. And thoughts on the show up until the end of Alabasta.
I'm gonna give the show solid 7.7.
Really, it went down.
Yeah.
So Alabasta really didn't do well for you.
Nah, it's not. Oh, you set up to Alabasta. Okay, no. You can show an 8.7.
Really, it still went down.
I didn't.
Before you had it at an 8.5, 9. It was either an 8.5 or 9 at the end of Whiskey Peak through Drum Island. So it went down to an 8.
It went down because of the most recent arc that I'm in.
I'm not asking about Sky Island.
know,
I'm asking
I know.
about Alabasta.
But they're getting pretty long. That's the only reason why it's going down a bit.
Well, I'm asking at the end of, like, Alabasta, not Sky Island.
I know.
I know what your response for Sky Island would be. I'm asking what your response for Alabasta is.
Like overall on the arc.
Like, everywhere from the very first episode till episode 130 where you finish Alabasta. Like, what were your thoughts at that point? Like, 1 out of 10, how were you really enjoying the show at this point?
Yeah, like I said before. Matter of fact, I would give it an 8.
Okay. Okay.
And they don't have nothing really to like back it up, you could say. It's just at this point in the show, it's not like I'm extremely excited for it, but it's a well-made show, so I gotta give the authors their credit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? There's things from the past that'll show up in the future. They keep with the fresh stuff in each island, like the next island, Sky Island, which is literally an island of sky that somehow has their own ecosystem and all of that. But yeah, I guess you could just personal that I wouldn't give it anything higher.
It's personal. Interesting. So, a future arc lowered your hype for the show. Interesting.
Mhm.
See, this is why you can't be ahead. We gotta have you wait for us, because now you're putting other stuff into.
oh crap, that's not the right chat.
We don't need to know that, Munchie.
I messed up.
As long as Tony didn't read it, we're fine.
Okay.
But he doesn't know that. But yeah, Munchie,
Huh?
top 3 favorite Straw Hats at the end of Alabasta, unlike someone else forgot to hear that. And top 3 Straw Hats, top 5 non-Straw Hats, 1 out of 10 on the show. At the end of Alabasta, you need to make that clear.
Okay. My favorite is still Luffy throughout the show. I'm perplexed on my 2 and 3 because I'm gonna put Zoro as number 2
Okay.
because of just he has like a very serious but funny character with getting lost all the time. And for my number 3, I wouldn't put this at the number 3 if we weren't at the part that I'm at, but I'm gonna put Usopp because of all his lying and how funny it is. But for my top 5 not in the Straw Hats crew, I'm probably gonna put Shanks as number 1.
Alright.
Colby, I'm gonna put number 2.
Hmm? Why? Hold on, why?
I can't disclose that.
It's supposed to be at the end of Alabasta, my guy.
I can't decide then. I don't have
You saying that alone just spoils stuff for me. I hate you. I hate you.
Okay, fine. Okay,
Carry on, carry on. Carry on.
Alright, number 3.
Okay, no. Okay, my number. Fine, I'll restart. My number 1 is Fire Fist Ace. How about that? Okay, and my number 2 is Shanks.
Okay.
Number 3 is Smoker.
Ooh.
Okay, I hate this because I can't decide. Number 4 is Garp,
Okay.
the dog man, and there is a reason for him being my number. Actually, he's probably my number 5, not number 4. But there is a reason for him being number 5 because he fell asleep. It was hilarious.
Fair enough.
You know more
Yeah.
about Garp than you do about Dragon
I do.
at this point in the story.
I can't decide. And probably Vivi. Vivi, I like Vivi as. Actually, I didn't really like Vivi.
Savage. Yeah, Vivi's. No, I actually didn't like her.
Yeah.
Savage.
I don't know who to put at my number 4 because. Should we? move
Wait,
along
number
to-
5 is Garp?
Yeah, number 5 is Garp. Cause,
Okay,
cause
who's
would-
number 4?
He would be my number 2 or 3. If
Just
I
stop
was where
talking.
I was at.
Stop talking.
I
Just-
can't stop talking.
Just who's your number 4?
I don't have a number 4.
Alright, you don't have a number 4. At the end of Alabasta, 1 through 10 on the show.
7.
Okay.
Because I felt like it was too dragged on, and in Alabasta there weren't that many of like good fights. There were only like 3 really good fights.
Okay.
Name them.
Not Luffy, Tony.
I want to know because I actually like Alabasta.
I really liked Alabasta too. I'm actually surprised you only gave it a 7.
Yeah, it was because it was way too long for me. It was dragged out a lot. But
I'm
my
sorry,
favorite-
I have a question. The arc you finished prior to the one you're just on, that wasn't a long arc?
That was the best arc. What do you mean?
It was like 3 times longer than Alabasta. That was a long arc.
That wasn't a long arc at all. That felt so short.
Oh my god.
That was
That
a
was-
long arc.
Ah. For
It was just very repetitive.
that was Alabasta wasn't okay.
Alabasta's not what. This was not.
No,
What
not repetitive. That's the wrong word. Repetitive is for Robin, but
For Robin?
Nico Robin.
What is repetitive about Nico Robin?
What is Nico Robin?
My dude's too hyped about other fucking arcs. He can't put thoughts into
I
words.
can't decide. I'm like confused at what happened where and what is everywhere.
All right, so Munchie can't put thoughts into words and words into English. So yeah, we'll end it there. Our next podcast will be covering everything from episode 131 to 152, which will be the end of Jaya and right before Skypiea. So that'll be our next podcast. It probably will be, yeah. Well, it'll be out next Wednesday. I hope you guys enjoy. Any last words? Hopefully next podcast somebody doesn't leave before the end of the podcast.
Oh yeah, my rating is 9 out of 10 for the show.
Okay.
You're late. We're doing the
Here,
outro.
you guys didn't ask me. I was very disappointed.
I did. I asked you, and then you were like, "Well, I didn't like Alabasta." I said up until the end of Alabasta, 1 through 10 on the show.
No.
Yeah.
Wait.
1 through 10 till the end of Alabasta, because that's what we covered, was till the end of Alabasta. We haven't covered anything past Alabasta yet, since this is the podcast about Alabasta.
I can't decide. Okay.
Alright then. Hope you guys enjoyed. Any last words from Tony or Munchie?
Yes, please leave a comment, subscribe, leave a like, and question for everybody watching. What is your favorite character and why? I'll be reading those comments and mentioning up in the next podcast, so please leave the comments.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Munchie? You got anything?
No, I'm just.
He still can't English, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you in the next podcast. Have a good day. Peace.
Peace.